Okay, hello, I'm Stephanie Estrada. I'm a music education major at TW, and today I have two visitors with me today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Chanel, I'm an instrumental major.
And then I'm Brooklyn, and I'm a vocal performance major.
Yay! Okay, so today I wanted to introduce you guys to Women in Music. You guys they're in community college. I've taken one Women in Music class, so I'm certified to give information. The first person that I would love to talk about today is Hildegard von Bingen. Okay, so she was the daughter of parents with 10 children. She was the 10th child.
Dang.
And she was a tithe to the church. This is back in the medieval times. So long time ago, the people that had 10 kids would give their 10th child to the church. So basically she was a nun. And she worked all the time in the convent. So she was the first female composer to ever write a morality play, which is what I'm about to show y'all. It's like a play. You guys can think of it like an opera, and obviously at this time it was just run by the church, so it was like just sacred music. And morals. What are morals?
Like morality?
Yeah, like what you believe in, right?
Yeah.
So this is basically it's a sacred work, right? And she wrote it a century before anyone else did. So she was a trailblazer. Uh-huh. She was the first woman to have permission by the Pope to write books on theology and extended range to show women's vocal ability, because back then women weren't allowed to perform or sing or do anything.
That's cool.
So Hildegard was like, guys, like women can sing and can sing much higher than you can. So instead of singing in just these octaves, now we can make music in all of these octaves. And people were like, what? So the Pope really liked her. She was ahead of her time. Hildegard was highly influenced by her faith and her curiosity. She became more than just a tithe to the church. I can't read or speak. More than just a nun, but a visionary, explorer, and a trustworthy musician, according to the Pope. So, like, towards the end of her life, she was like, cough, cough, I'm really sick, and I want to have my own, like, music school. And the Pope was like, no, because that's not what we do. But then she was like, cough, cough, I'm dying. I can't work anymore. But because the Pope liked her so much, he was like, okay, fine. Basically class pet. She was cool.
She gaslit him.
She was pretty cool
and
like
she
that.
ate that. That's actually kind of cool.
Listen to the very, very beginning of this, because it comes from, it's Ordo Virtutum. I tried to look up The Soul Fights the Devil, and I'm pretty sure that it's this recording. So you'll see, like, here, even in the picture, you can see, like, demons fighting against this lady, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, listen to the beginning. I believe it's written in Latin.
Are they in octaves? Not really.
You can tell there's not much like vibrato going on.
Mm-hmm. It's very...
And it's like linear.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Women!
Oh, it sounds cool though.
I'm gonna fast forward and see what's going on here. Oh, so it's like a spoken part, because this is kind of like a play, right?
Is it Latin?
I think so.
That makes sense.
Anyways, okay. Hildegard von Bingen.
Oh,
She's pretty sick.
That was fire.
She's like literally the only woman composer in the medieval time.
Oh,
that's it.
Trailblazer.
Only one?
Just one.
Oh.
I'm telling you, like, she was like the favorite of the Pope, and that's the only reason why they discovered that, like, women can sing, because Hildegard von Bingen said so. Okay, next up we have Maddalena Casulana. She was the first to publish a book of madrigals. You've sang madrigals before.
Yeah.
What are madrigals like?
Very, like, it's like 4 parts, but it's all kind of like, it's like A, yeah, like all moving the same.
Yeah, they have a verse, they have like a fa la la section, they go back to the verse, same melody, different words. Italian, right? So she was the first to publish a book of madrigals, a virtuoso singer, which basically means she was goated. Mm-hmm. She was like sick. She was a really, really good singer. And a composition teacher were her beautiful traits. But in this time, everyone believed in sirens. So like mermaids that would call on sailors. Therefore, women performing was kind of scary for the population. So it was kind of like a conspiracy theory that women couldn't sing because they were sirens.
Oh my god.
Luckily, Isabella de Medici, she was a rich woman, was her sponsor. So therefore, she got all 67 of her madrigals published. Maddalena wrote challenging madrigals that didn't over-embellish sexual connotation. Back then, it was either church or you're talking about love songs.
Yeah.
And so, like, madrigals sometimes would hide secret
There's very,
sexual things in there. And Maddalena was, like, rated PG-13. So
she should. Queen.
she was pretty cool. Let's listen to some of her stuff. This is Morir non può il mio core.
It kind of sounds like pentatonics.
it kind of is.
But there's like a little push and pull here. I'm gonna fast forward. It doesn't move too much.
It stays pretty close.
Yeah. I mean, this is the Renaissance, so.
There's much.
No,
There's much more like diction too, though. And it's growing, and it's higher. So this is Maddalena Casulana. Okay, next era.
Yay!
So we did Hildegard von Bingen, Maddalena Casulana. And then we have, this one is a French word and I cannot say it right.
I believe in you.
Elizabeth, with an S, not a Z. Elizabeth Claude Jacques de la Guerre. So many
Okay, so French is really hard.
A. Okay, so she published harpsichord suites. Y'all know what a harpsichord is?
Yeah, they're like.
Oh, those?
They have like the coolest sound.
It's basically like a nasal, like,
organ kind of.
piano.
Yeah.
This was like before the piano. And you'll hear what it sounds like in a second.
The coolest instrument ever. Oh my
I
god.
think it's funny, but at least they're pretty because, well, a lot of times then they would paint on like the backboard of the piano. Mr. Lee hates it. My boss hates that they were like that. But
That's kind of sick.
I like it.
but at least in this,
'Cause that
musical
looks pretty.
example, it's pretty. Okay, she published harpsichord suites in the 17th and 18th century, and she was employed by Louis. That is what 14th, right?
Yes.
The 14th in France. She was the first woman to write for the musical stage, first woman to write French sonatas, and was the only composer to publish harpsichord sonatas. Jacquet continued to write throughout her marriage and continued to dedicate pieces for the king's honor. In return for her amazing dedication to music and to the king, there was a medal struck in her honor.
Oh, that's
Aww.
So, again, like, women weren't really allowed to do too much.
Mhm.
So the fact that her husband was supportive and let her, like, still play music throughout their marriage is big.
It's rare.
And then the fact that the king had her playing for him is big too.
That's dope.
Yeah. And imagine, like, you're just like, oh, I play, music for the president. Like, that's
Yeah.
sick.
That's like cool.
It's a flex. So so this is her harpsichord piece.
Conversation.
I'm making my whole
And
personality.
it's kind of hard. It sounds crazy. It just sounds French, I feel like.
It does. The harpsichord is a very French instrument.
It's very nasal.
It's like the same family as like the oboe. So many ornaments. Oh my god.
Yes. I mean, this is the Baroque.
It wouldn't be broke without 1,000 ornaments.
Yeah, it's little trills and grace notes everywhere. Everywhere. It almost sounds like the bird that they painted on the.
It does kind of, yeah.
Okay, next one.
Probably give it to Bradley.
No, give it to Bradley.
Okay, the next is the classical era Anna Amalia, Princess of Prussia.
Oh.
I think there was another Anna Amalia or another princess of something. So, like, you have to say it all together so that you know exactly who you're talking about, because if you say one wrong word, it's a different person. Okay, she wrote the March for the Regiment General of Saldern. Though it was very uncommon to write a march as a woman, she composed a march for her boyfriend.
Aww.
She was an abbess of Quedlinburg and held musical soirees in her home. This was kind of common in that time too, because they didn't have too many, I guess, like, musical theaters or whatever, or again, like, where women couldn't perform. So when they had enough money or a big enough house, they would perform in their house, and they would invite people like as an event, kind of like a coffee shop kind of vibe.
Yeah,
you know.
Always fun.
And but you would also still play classical pieces because you wouldn't have jazz back then, and you wouldn't have like R&B.
Imagine.
Beethoven's
playing R&B.
So, okay, with her mother's help, Anna composed "Being Behind Her Father's Back," again because men didn't really like women to play, while her brother Friedrich the Great played flute. So his dad was cool with his brother or the son playing flute forever. But he was not cool with the girls taking continuous like music lessons, because like as a kid it was fine, but then as you grow up into a lady, you have to wash dishes. So
you gotta cook.
So her mom was she was pretty cool for letting her still sneak in private lessons. So these years of sneaking into private music lessons helped her become the great musician and composer that she is known for today. So this is the little march that she wrote for her boyfriend.
Oh my goodness!
It's cute.
This obviously is not like a standard march because you can't march oboes anymore.
No, and you hear that there's no brass yet.
Just trumpet. I don't even think it's probably like flugel or something.
Oh, all of these wonderful.
Like,
these
you can't march oboes. You can't march oboes. They're dangerous.
Not anymore. Okay. So that was the little march. Up next.
That's so cute.
For the Romantic era, we have Fanny Mendelssohn. Okay,
Oh,
this one is probably my favorite from all the pieces that I have today. She hosted musicales in her home featuring her own compositions, though she performed privately often, again, because she wasn't really public, right? She only performed publicly one time. She was the sister of the great Felix Mendelssohn.
I know that last name.
Yes. Yeah, he's way more well known for the same reason publications weren't really allowed to have women out there. Though her brother is overall more famous, he never would have made such progress if it wasn't for his sister. They have speculations that in some of the mail that they would send each other, because like Felix would be out performing or being hired by someone, whatever, his sister would stay home, and he would because she was like his musical consultant. So he would send music over to her through mail, right? And she would be like, yeah, no, this part's good, or fix this part and send it back to him. So there's like those kind of conversations of musical, like, should we do this, should we not? And then he would publish it. Fanny was Felix's musical consultant, and because he recognized her talent, he published some of her pieces under his name. Eventually, she married William Hensel, and he encouraged her to continue composing. He was really sweet for that. So this is September from Das Jahr, or Jar? I don't know. How would you read that?
Jar?
Jar?
Jahar?
Okay, listen to the beginning. It is gorgeous.
Ready?
Oh, I like that. I love piano. Songs that have this like intense like piano.
What do you think? Because this is called September. What do you think about when you think of September?
Fall. This is pretty.
Those are like the leaves falling. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, last one. Mary Lou Williams. She's sick. This is the 21st century. This is not too long ago. She was an aid in bringing younger people to the church by composing and rearranging church music with jazz.
Yes.
She was known as the lady who swings the band, known to be one of the greatest jazz musicians of all time. She taught of the importance and richness of African American culture and jazz. When she became Catholic in 1957, some priests denied her, but she continued to use her abilities to compose and praise God through it. Okay.
She should.
So, Kyrie is an old song. You still use them in masses today. Hundreds and hundreds of years old. But this is Mary Lou Williams' Mass.
Love her.
And there's a flute in there.
Oh, jazz flute is so cool to me.
And she's got a little choir, yeah.
I like the part.
Oh, she's jamming.
And she performs very well, too.
She looks some big fire.
No, she does.
Anyways,
This is like fire, like outro music.
No, like a show.
I think so, too. Okay, I'm gonna have that playing in the background. What do y'all think? What was y'all's favorite composition?
Mendelssohn, the harpsichord, and this.
Oh, yes.
You supposed to say harpsichord, the one and the one before this.
September.
September, yes. I like the
Oh,
piano.
yeah,
I really
this
like
is
the
cool.
piano in that one.
September is beautiful.
Like I would go back and listen to the whole thing.
And then this one definitely is like, it's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Oh, maybe this is copyright if I played so long ago. My bad.
I feel like when you put jazz in anything, it kind of makes it more fun.
Yeah, like that was
Yeah.
very snazzy.
And Kyrie means Lord have mercy.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Kyrie eleison means like God have mercy on us. And it's Latin, and she made it into something that young people could relate to.
Mhm.
So not just jazz, but still like we're talking about God, you know, God giving us mercy. So I think it was pretty cool.
That was
It was-
dope.
I did like it. It was really cool.
This
That
is
was
a
super cool.
crash course of women in music.
I learned a lot. I learned a
Women.
lot of things that I never knew about.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't
women's
know
achievements in
middle
music.
analysis.
And this is like surface level, and this is just one woman of each. Now, Hildegard von Bingen was the one woman in her era, but in all the other eras, there has to be more.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we don't have them in our textbooks, there still has to be more. Because, like, if my brother's playing music, I'm going to pick up on some of the music he's learning, whether I'm allowed to or not. Like, he's just, you know,
Yeah.
he's got music private lessons in my living room, so how am I not going to learn? Yeah. Anyways,
That's
Thank
so cool. Thanks.
Thank you guys
Thanks
for being here.
inviting us.
thank you. Bye.
Bye.